Alright boys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 productivity tips that has helped me, that has absolutely boosted, skyrocketed when it comes to me finishing my work. Okay? So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Rayan, and pretty much I'm a 21-year-old university student who's on the path to becoming his most capable self, and pretty much all I do is document my journey, talk about things I've learned, and especially because I'm someone who is not the biggest fan of university. I'm not the biggest fan of this 9 to 5, like this lifestyle of just mediocrity and averageness. Like I don't want to do what everyone else does. So pretty much in this video, I want to talk about the full guide. Okay, so if you're a university student, if you're someone who's young, if you're a young man in university or you're going into university, maybe you're like a grade 12 high schooler, whatever, like sophomore, not sophomore, what is it called? Senior, I don't know. Or you're in university, or you even have a job right now. You may even have a job, a 9 to 5 job or whatever job that you may not be the most happy with. This will help you. This entire guide will help you. I want to help others become their best selves, become their most capable selves, who are on the self improvement journey themselves. Because the thing is, like, not many people understand this. By the way, like, I think I don't know if I've ever said this before, or if you've ever noticed this, but people don't really get why we do what we do. Like the average kid, like nowadays, it's become more mainstream to self improve yourself. But like I'm talking about like 2 3 years ago, even like when I first started, a lot of people like they don't understand why I would like even nowadays, like oh, like I was hearing a conversation, right? I was getting coffee and talking about coffee. Let me drink my coffee. Bismillah. I was getting coffee, right? And while I was waiting for my coffee to be given to me by the person that made it, not the bartender, the barista, whatever it's called, there was like 2 people like behind me, like that were like my age, like university students, and they were just like, bro, like why would I wake up at 6:30 a.m.? Like why would I wake up? What am I gonna do at 6:30 a.m.? So like, the average guy, they don't even think about waking up early. For them, it's a waste of time to wake up early. For them, it's like, oh, well, what am I gonna do to wake up early? But us people on self improvement, we already know like we need to wake up early. Otherwise, how are we gonna attack the day? How are we gonna go get what we need to get? How are we gonna go become our best selves? But there's people like that who don't even think about waking up early. They don't even care. Like, why would I wake up early? And when I heard that, I was just in my head. I was like, this is why. Like, this is why everyone's just almost the same because we're just so comfortable. We like our sleep. This isn't even the topic of the video, but I just needed to say this part because I would have forgotten this memory that I had that other day when I heard those 2 people talking about waking up early. 6:30 isn't even that early, by the way. I don't know. That just kind of blew my mind, in my opinion. This entire guide is made to help you build up this productivity to the point where because my issue was like I'll tell you my issue with my productivity. I would sit at my desk, which I am doing right now, but the issue is like I would do work, right? I would do work, I would do the things that I needed to do, but I was sitting at this desk for hours and hours and hours. I mean, I would start at around 8 a.m. and I would get off this desk at like 4 p.m. Imagine that. Why am I staying on that desk, working at my desk for 8 hours? What am I doing for 8 hours? Again, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 8 hours straight. Sure, I'm taking breaks. Sure, I'm eating my food. Give or take 6 hours, 5 hours. What am I doing that's gonna take me 5 or 6 hours? And then when I look back at the work I was doing, I'm like, I could have finished that in like 2 hours. Like, what? Bro, and so many of us go to this issue. There's this entire notion in university that people tell me like, bro, I work for like I have to work for exams, man. 10 hours of studying for exams, and I'm just like, you're gonna study for 10 hours straight, and then that's how you're gonna justify not going to the gym, and not improving yourself, and not eating clean foods, and not cooking your foods. Half the university students don't even cook their food because I have to study for exams. My guy, what were you doing the past semester? Like this just this mindset of like I need to sit at my desk for 10 hours a day. I need to show everyone that I'm the hardest worker, Bro, time doesn't equate the number of quality of work you're getting done. I learned this the hard way. I was watching a YouTuber called Hamza a long time ago. Even recently as well. And I just went back to his old videos because sometimes I need to watch his old videos, man. And he was saying like time does not equate to the actual work that you're getting done. And another business entrepreneur person called John Mark Stevenson. I watch him a lot. So either ways, John Mark Stevenson was saying like most people sit at their desk. They just do some shallow work. Like they don't even get anything really done. They go, they piss, they eat food, they do this, they come back at our desk and they're like, yeah, guys, I did deep work. That's not deep work. Most kids, most people my age, that's not deep work. Bro, sitting at your desk, checking Instagram, checking what your friends DM'd you about, and then going back to your desk, watching some couple Indian guys teaching you calculus, and then you're gonna, oh, I need a break, so I'm gonna go eat pot noodles, and then you're gonna go eat your noodles and come back, and then, okay, my friend DM me, let me check my DMs, oh wait, my friend, it's just, you're just doing the most dumbest, shallowest work in the world. This is why you're at your desk for 10 hours. And I'm gonna explain the scientific reasoning behind that, even though I don't really care about like scientific studies as much. They're important, but like I'm more of a guy like I just want to learn from my lifestyle. There's so many YouTubers that explain scientific benefits of stuff. Like, no, I want to speak about what helped me. As someone who thinks I might have ADHD, I'm not sure. I never got tested, but it seems like I have the symptoms for it. I can't really focus that much. For me, it's like sometimes it's hard for me to do the work. Like it's really hard for me to do the work actually. Sometimes. How did I prime my brain? How did I prime my mindset to getting that done? I'm gonna show you all of that. So since this is like a more structured video, like meaning like there's actual like steps and like it's not just like a mindset video or like a random lesson I learned. This is like an actual like step by step guide. I'm gonna have to look at my screen. I think what I'll do is I'll have like an overlay of like some of the steps that you need to follow, and I'm gonna give you like actionable like steps, like steps, like something you can do like right now, like that those kinds of steps, not like some vagueness. So get ready. But before I can give you those steps, I think you need to come to terms with something before you can ever implement productivity routines. I'll explain. The reason why you're watching this video is because clearly you're not happy with the way you're being productive, right? The reason why you're watching this video is because I think like you're just, like you could be doing so much more with your day. You could be doing so much more with your time. And you typically just almost like give into comfort and whatever. And I think what you need to understand is that this is more than just being productive, right? Like my friend was saying this, he's like on self improvement as well in university. My university friend, one of my best friends, and he was like he's on self improvement as well and stuff like that, which like it's insane. Like he got onto self improvement recently, but like he's been like telling me like, bro, I'm having these days like it's bad. Like I don't do much work. I don't like he has those days where he doesn't really feel productive, and he tells me like, bro, this is my biggest pain point. I just forget about it. I just don't do my tasks. I just don't do, and it's almost like he's avoiding the work. And a lot of it has to do with anxiety and whatever. But he tells me this every single time. He tells me this every single time. And I told him, my guy, listen to me. It's not about being productive and just filling your day up with time. This is bigger than that. You know what this is? This is more about becoming a man. I know it might sound cringy to some people. It's actually more about becoming a man than anything. The mindset that I adopted when I first, like when I actually became productive, was that this was my duty from the get go. That I never got taught when I was younger because we don't have like strong masculine figures anymore. As a man, it is my duty to go provide for those. I'm not saying I'm doing that, but I'm on my way of to go getting there. And as a man, it is our duty to do the work and get it done no matter what. And that's what makes us a man. And you will feel the opposite side of that. If you're not like if for example my younger self, or even a bit of myself right now, but especially my younger self, who was absolutely scared of doing the tasks, the work. It wasn't just the fact that he couldn't do his task. He was dependent. He was a dependent man, male rather. He was a man who was still a child, a man child. Even though I was only 18 years of age, it doesn't matter. Like I didn't have any responsibility over my life. And you might think, oh, that sounds like such a great life. I mean, he has no responsibility. All he can have is fun. But I felt weak. As we grow older, we start getting to reality. It's not the same as being 14 or even 12 when you're not really thinking about responsibility or work unless you're in a very dire situation. May Allah help those people that are in Palestine, that are in other countries that are suffering. The young kids have to become men at such a young age. But when you get to like 18, 19 years old, you're meeting, new girls or whatever, and you're going to university and you're thinking more in realistic terms, like, and you're still a man child when others that your other friends are getting jobs, they're getting cars, they're this, that, they're looking better, and I'm still acting like a man child. That's when the weakness starts to appear. Right? When you start realizing that, girls, they typically like those men that are actually doing something with their lives, that are on purpose, that are strong, that are like chads. And then you look at yourself. I'm like, yo, I'm still a freaking video gamer. Some people are like, yo, how can you make fun of video games? Because one is like, okay, I'm good at the game, but that's in a virtual world that and I'm versing freaking little kids in this game, like Fortnite. And then you come to the real world, like you experience the real world for the first time, and you realize, okay, bro, this is a whole different freaking level. You have chads in this world that are like jacked, that are freaking attractive, that have money, that have a status, that have confidence, and you're like, oh wow, okay, that's the real deal. So work wasn't just like me filling up my day with being productive. Like that's cool. That's secondary. What I needed to do was I needed to finally become a man. I was tired of being feminine. I was tired of being a child. I was tired of not getting the work done needed, even though I wanted to. I was tired of staying weak. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be capable. And this stuff, I know it sounds like cliche, but this is what I needed to do. It was more than just getting work done. It's more than just getting productive. I needed to become a new man. A man who's working towards building his dream life. A man who's working towards becoming those chads that he sees. The real deal. The real efforts. The real results in life. Not just fakeness in video games. Not just fakeness on TikTok. You can be happy watching TikTok reels or Instagram reels. Or you can be happy when you're on purpose and you're actually achieving things in real life. Which one is going to last longer? And which one is going to show to other people? When you're genuinely happy because the life you're living is such a purposeful life, I'm not saying that life is gonna be all jolly. You're gonna have freaking down moments, but when you're happy, when you're not escaping into or you're not getting fake happiness, but you're genuinely on purpose and you're like fulfilled and you're happy, that will reflect upon people and people will be more attracted to you than like the freaking TikTok reels you watch or the Instagram. I keep saying TikTok reels, the Instagram reels you watch or the TikToks or the YouTube shorts that make you happy that are like yeah funny memes, yeah cool. That's all fake, bro. You're relying on external validation. You're relying on external validation to be more happy, which means that on the inside level, you're not actually happy. Think about that for a second. So, either way, all of these things that I'm mentioning, you need to, or what I ended up doing was I decided I need to become more of a man. I needed to get on purpose. I needed to live a fulfilling life. The life of instant gratification, kids staying up till like freaking 3 a.m., drinking, partying, freaking meaningless intercourse. That stuff is all, it's just so dead, bro. That's what man childs focus on. Desires, fakeness, quick pleasures. I knew that life will never lead me anywhere. I was close to going into that lifestyle, bro. Even though, like, alhamdulillah, I'm good. Like, I'm trying my best to become a better Muslim, a better religious person. I'm getting, like, I want to focus on God and everything. But back then, I was close to going into that lifestyle because all my friends in university were telling me, "Yeah, bro, we're gonna go party and we're gonna go," and I was like, "Yeah, bro." And I was raised in a more or less more religious household. I'm not saying like my parents were super religious or anything, but like we're normal. But we like but like we had the foundations there, like no drinking, none of this stuff, because we don't do that. We don't do that freaking crap. But even then, even though I knew in the back of my mind, like I'm never gonna really drink, but I was just like going along with it. So I was about to go into that lifestyle probably. Until I realized that lifestyle is a waste of time. That lifestyle is a lifestyle people just freaking drown themselves. Desires. Enjoy your 20s, they say. Until you get to 30 years old, and then you're what are you gonna be? A freaking 9 to 5 worker? We're going to rush hour, going to work in rush hour traffic, and doing that for 30 years or 40 years until you can get a freaking pension plan or whatever it's called. I don't even know what the thing is, bro. 401k. I don't even know what these things are. I'll be honest. Maybe I should learn them. This is bigger than being productive. This is more about becoming a new man. It's more about sacrificing your desires today for future gain. It's more about doing the work today to live a better life in the future. It's more about your purpose, a purpose to provide for those around you, a purpose to be that rock for those around you, to be the strongest version of yourself for those around you and yourself, obviously for yourself as well. It's about being purposeful and living a fulfilling life. These are the mindsets that I needed to adopt. Taking joy in the hard work, getting real results, getting real tasks done. After I record, I'm gonna record 3 videos, inshallah, if God wills. After this, I'm gonna record 2 more videos, and I'm just gonna be like, wow. In the next hour, I'm gonna finish an entire week's worth of videos done. Like, I'm gonna feel so good because hopefully with these videos, it's gonna all compound and I'm gonna get real result and my business is gonna flourish and my social media is gonna flourish. And I'm not saying life's gonna be perfect, but more importantly, there's gonna be people like you who find value in these videos that improve their lives as well. At the end of the day, as much as I wanna, do this for money or whatever, I realize it's better if I focus on helping the person on the other side of the screen, like you. If I can help you live a better life, 1% better every single day. By you watching my videos, I hope you can take action and improve your life every single day. That's all I care about now. All right, let's get to the next step. All right, the next step is we're gonna create our identity. Okay, so as you now know, it's time for me to become a man. It's time for me to become him. It's time for me to become the best version of myself. Cool, cool. Now you wanna go, and this is why discipline is gonna seem so much more attractive to you now compared to how it seemed to you before. This is how sleeping early is gonna seem so much more attractive to you now than before. This is how waking up early is gonna seem so much more attractive. Eating clean food is gonna seem so much more attractive because now you're doing this for a bigger purpose than just becoming productive. You're not just eating clean foods because some guy on the street told you to eat clean food. You're eating clean food for your future self who can have the body of his dream, who can live the fulfilling life of his dream, who can be purposeful, who can operate at his highest self, who has the brain power, who's not freaking tired all day, who has the energy to freaking conquer. I had bad food yesterday. When I went out with my family, I had like, I don't know what I had, like a shawarma or something. A shawarma. You guys know what that is? Like, a Arabic food, yeah? And Arabic, it's not as bad as like burgers or like pizza, but it's not the best food. A lot of oil and a lot of sauce. But then I also had like fries. And it's gonna sound crazy to you guys, but I don't even crave fries anymore. I used to be an avid fries eater, French fries. And now, like, my little cousin's eating these fries because his food has fries and chicken nuggets or whatever. I'm like, what the frick? Like, this seems like disgusting. Every single time I eat the fry, I ate it because it was there. But like every single time I ate it, like, it just is oily, like fake. It just doesn't even taste good anymore. I feel like, and when I came home after it was like nighttime, I was about to go to sleep, and I just felt this like headache. I felt this weird feeling. I felt this disgusting feeling. I felt lethargic. I felt slow. And I was just like, yeah, thank God I eat clean. Thank God I have higher testosterone because of the food I'm eating. Because I had abnormally low testosterone, like less than 250, I'm pretty sure, when I first started through 2.5 years ago of my self improvement journey. Just so you know. But now it's improving. Now I'm growing. I can see myself being able to do more work because of what I'm feeding myself, and that equates to living a better life in the future. See how insane you can take this. What we're gonna do is now we're gonna map out the life that you actually want to be, that you want to live, and be the man that you would want to embody. Someone capable, someone masculine, someone achieving things in real life, someone who's actually becoming his best self. What we're gonna do is take out your notes, okay? Oh, okay. You know what I recommend? Get out a notes app on your Apple phone, iPhone, Android. Open the notes app, or if you have a MacBook or a laptop, open Notepad on your Windows laptop, Notes app on your MacBook or iMac, whatever. I'm just giving you all the freaking steps. Or get a freaking journal. Get a piece of paper. You have something to write on. And what you want to do is you want to write something called primary traits. All I need you to adopt in your head right now is focus on primary traits. I read this in the book called Seven Habits of Effective People, and this one habit has changed the way I see so many things. What you want to do is you want to look at primary traits and you want to write them down at the top. Primary traits. Primary traits. Cool. After that, you want to pretty much embody that the success I'm going to, excuse me, the success I'm going to have in the future, with the permission of Allah or God, like whatever you believe in, the success I'm going to have in the future is all up to God, Allah. Number one. Number two, the success you're gonna have in the future has to derive from your actions as well. You have to take the actions. The action isn't necessarily you studying for 10 hours, which will get you the success. The action is you focusing on the traits that will allow you to get that A plus. What does that mean? All you want to do is focus on primary traits. Small things that get your brain unhealthy. Small things that get your brain healthy, looking forward to purpose and hard work, and things that remove this freaking garbage that your brain is in, the rot that's in your brain right now, from the instant gratification, the lethargicness, the laziness, that all of this, it all comes from overstimulation of your dopamine. You know this better than I do. The more you feed yourself food, let's just say right now you did the 10,000 calorie challenge that we used to watch back in the day. You would literally feel so tired that you wouldn't want to get out of your bed, right? Do you know there's a saying like, I ate so much I just feel like sleeping, because you overfed yourself. Now your body's like, yo, I have too much food now. Food equals energy, sure, but if you feed yourself too much energy, then you become less energetic. You know, your brain works the same way. If you feed yourself too much gratification, too much stimulation, all of a sudden, your brain has an overload of it and your brain gets more tired. Well, this is the reason why. Your brain works the same way. What you feed yourself is food, what you feed your brain is the things around you. You're feeding your brain what I'm saying right now is going in your brain and hopefully is benefiting you. So what you want to do is you want to live a life which maintains a healthy brain, which maintains a brain who isn't overstimulated so that you're not tired. You're actually looking forward to the work. You're actually looking forward to the hard work, and you're sacrificing for your future self. What you want to do is, for example, what I started doing is I started waking up. I started journaling. I was first of all wake up early. That's the number one thing I started doing. Now I wake up at around 4:45 today. I'll be honest, I slept in a little bit. I'll be honest, I think I don't know. I woke up at 4:45 and then I slept in. And I can make the excuse. I'm not gonna make any excuses. That's my fault. But typically, for the last month, I've been waking up 4:45. I missed like 2 or 3 days, but I woke up at 4:45, and it's amazing, right? I needed something for myself to commit to. I needed something that would challenge me. For me, waking up at 6:30 is way too easy, and I needed to wake up at a later time or earlier time rather. That would challenge me. That would challenge my brain. So number one, 4:45. If you get that wake up in 4:45 or 6:30 a.m., don't go anywhere after 6:30 a.m. If you can get that in every single day, including weekends, because remember, it's not just about school anymore. Your purpose isn't school or work. Your purpose is to become Him. Your purpose is to live a more fulfilling life, a life where you're growing, a life where you're changing. This is step number one. Wake up at 6:30 a.m. Get your prayers in. If you're a Muslim or whatever, get your prayers in. Pray your salah. And then what I ended up doing is I started doing the small things that improved my mental health. Things like journaling. When I started journaling, it kept me obsessed with my growth journey. Because I would wake up, I would do my things, I would brush my teeth, morning poop, I would shower. I take cold showers every single day, and I haven't missed a day since like 2 months. And it's been one of the best things. I love cold showers. And one thing is just like when I journal every single morning, like I'm connected to my self development journey. I'm connected to my improvement. I'm connected to my growth. Right? It keeps me obsessed. Like I'm talking about the things I'm going through. That like I love journaling because it takes away the things in my head and puts it on paper, and it relieves a lot of stress and weight off my head. It takes away the weight off my head. Right? Meditation slash prayer. This thing again, it's practicing your brain for long-term dopamine. So in the morning when I wake up and I try my best to stay quiet, like and just focus on God. I'm not the best at it sometimes. Like I get distracted sometimes, but like this like, meditation or prayer, like this will help you make better. You'll be more present in the moment, and you'll feel so much more happier. You're getting to live your life. You're not lost in disgusting thoughts or negative thoughts anymore. You're focusing on literally picking up the coffee. When I'm speaking with you right now, by the way, I have zero thought in my head. Think about that for a second. I'm speaking with you. I have zero thoughts in my head. Zero. And I'm enjoying this. I like talking about this stuff already. I'm enjoying this right now. I have a coffee, and hopefully you're being benefited from this. So what helped me become more capable is, first of all, I ended up journaling in the morning. I ended up doing my meditation slash prayer. I used to also meditate before as well. It's not bad. It's pretty good. It's amazing actually. And then you're gonna be like, what the heck is what is Mahi saying? What is Rayan saying? But if you don't make your bed, if you don't clean your room, and if you don't cook your own food, yes, I'm saying cook your food, clean your bed, clean your room. Yes. And you might already do these three. If you do, great. If you don't, do them. Because you're going to be expecting, like, oh, like, I'm going to be, like, uh, productive by using this app. This app's going to make productive. This is the issue. Again, I talked to you about primary traits. Primary traits are things that make you into that man. Secondary traits is what most people focus on. I was talking to a guy yesterday, one of the brothers. He's in my school community, and he's just been telling me like, bro, I can't sleep early, and I'm not really productive. Like I feel sleepy all the time, and like especially around like 8, 11. Like, I don't know. He was telling me like at this time range he feels sleepy, and he's like, maybe I need to buy like these shoes, or maybe I need to. I tried having a standing desk, and I'm telling him, bro, stop. Number one, wearing shoes or a standing desk is not going to help you get rid of your sleep deprivation. Wearing shoes or having a standing desk is not going to make you more productive. I've tried it. I've literally bought like planners from Amazon because I thought it would make me more productive. These things only supplement you. It's like having a protein powder. If you take protein powder, are you automatically going to get muscle? No. The only way you can allow protein powder to get muscle is if you already work hard at the gym. Protein powder is a supplement. It only helps you improve from what you're already doing. You can get a jacked physique without protein powder. So many people think, oh, if I buy protein powder, that means muscle. No. So these things you're thinking about, productivity apps, Google Calendar, these stuff, they're all supplemental. They're all supplements. They don't actually change who you are fundamentally. These things do. Cleaning up your bed, cleaning your room, making your bed, whatever, cooking your food, eating clean foods, taking care of your laundry. I know you watched the movie Karate Kid before. If you watched the movie Karate Kid by Jaden Smith and whatever, Jaden Smith, right? And you realize Jackie Chan was making him like clean his clothing, or like pick up his cloth or his clothes from the floor. Because these things is what led to him becoming a disciplined person. Jaden Smith was like, bro, I thought you were gonna teach me some like crazy karate kicks and punches and whatever. Rather, you're making me clean the freaking clothes off my floor. But that's what builds the man. If you're not disciplined, no matter how much karate moves you know, you're never gonna be able to beat someone. If you're not consistent in cleaning up your bed or making your bed, making your room, if you're not consistent, you're not gonna be consistent in other things in life. Same thing, you're not gonna be consistent. You know why? Like you have days where, oh, I'm so on my routine. Some days you don't have you're not on your routine. Some days you do a lot of work. Some days you don't do any work. It's because of this reason. If you're consistent, if you want to be consistent, you have to do this every single day. And this is essentially taking responsibility over your life. You are slowly taking responsibility of your surroundings, which allow you to be a responsible person. So right now, get a notes app. Write down these things. I'm gonna put on the screen right now. Write down these things right now on a step-by-step basis. Make your bed, clean your room, cook your food, do your laundry, fold your clothes, meal prep. I started meal prepping as well, and my life's been so much easier because I can actually get my meals in for the gym and stuff like that. So once you get these done, finish, done. Like you're becoming more of a man. You're taking more responsibility. It's the small things that lead to the big things in life. It's that one step that leads to a whole marathon finished. It's going to the airport until you're freaking in Dubai. It's the one step. You must take the one step. The plane must move a little bit before it to start flying. So, Actionable step: create, make a notes app, or go on the notes app, go on Google Docs, go on your piece of paper, go on any writing thing you have, make a checklist of these things I just showed you, and start implementing them every single time in your morning routine. Except cooking your food. I don't think you don't have to cook your food in the morning. But the other things I said, cleaning up your bed, cleaning up your room, journaling, prayer, meditation, add these things in your morning routine when you wake up. All right. Number three is swap your daily instant gratification for delayed gratification. This is obviously, you know, this was gonna come. But again, I'm not one of those YouTubers that like, oh, all you have to do is swap your daily gratification. No, like I talk about what I've been through, right? Like that's me. So I have a friend in university, and again, same friend I was talking about earlier. He's on self improvement. He's getting onto self improvement, which is good, amazing, right? But I remember last Friday, I think, yeah, last 2 days ago, he like it was like 11, 12 a.m. or 11 a.m., 12 p.m. and he like bought some food because he didn't make food from home, and he bought like literally French fries and like chicken strips or something, or like nuggets. And I told him, bro, I told him straight up, I'm his bro. Like I'm gonna talk about real things, right? I'm not gonna freaking sugarcoat him. I told him, bro, I guarantee you, I guarantee you, by the end of this day, you're gonna feel more tired, you're gonna feel more lethargic, you're gonna have this headache feeling, and you're not gonna be able to get your work done. I told him it. He's like, I know, whatever. We were out, like we hanged around for the entire day pretty much until nighttime because we were together, and another friend of mine, we're like a trio, and we were talking about life, fooling around, having fun, also serious talks as well. And after that, my friend, he was like, "Bro, like I'm so tired right now. I feel so." And I told him straight. I told him like, "What did I tell you earlier? What did I tell you earlier?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You see, same thing with me, by the way. Same thing used to happen to me. I would freaking eat chips and random crap, and I wondered why I couldn't work. Start allowing your brain to enjoy delayed gratification. When you cook your own meals, when you make it the way you like the taste of it. You don't have to make a freaking salad with no seasoning, or like, but make your own meals the way you would want to make it. Cook your own meals. Cook the beef, the chicken, the fish, like whatever you can eat. And don't tell me you're vegan. Please don't tell me you're vegan. And when you cook those meals, the gratification itself is cooking the meals and getting them done. That's like already like number one. Okay, cool. I made my own food. But number two, you're eating it. Like your own food always tastes better, and you're actually supplementing yourself with good food to the point where like you're feeling more energetic, more productive, more ready. Now imagine yourself eating clean foods for like 2 to 3 weeks straight. How much better are you gonna feel? How much more energy are you gonna have? How much more testosterone are you gonna have? It's literally gonna increase. How much more happier are you gonna be? Because you're not destroying your dopamine receptors anymore. Man, it's so beautiful, but you have to experience the other side. Otherwise, you're never gonna know. It's so beautiful on this side of like always eating clean, always cooking your meals. And if you have parents that they cook for you, that's amazing. My mom cooks for me a lot as well, and I'm really grateful for that. But I also like try my best to cook my own meals. I know how to cook. And the fact that I'm eating these foods so I can get the physique of my dreams, I can get the muscle, I can get the, you know, like I can look good. One of the biggest reasons why people never grow muscle in the first place is because they don't know how to freaking eat properly. They don't eat. They don't eat at all. And then they start complaining. Oh, bro. Okay, yeah, cool. I mean, it's your choice. You don't care about your muscles enough. You don't care about your life enough. This could also apply with the friends you have. You know, I always had friends. They're good people and everything, and they're great people. But it was always just fooling around, just gossiping about other people, and just like there was no sense of like let's go to the gym together, let's eat good food together, let's work together, let's grind, let's go through hardship together, let's like have the same journey, the same mission that we're all working on, and let's like we're gonna see ourselves in like 3 4 months, or like 3 4 years rather, and see how far we've grown. There's no friendship for excellence anymore, like that I never had. There was no friendship where like imagine like you're in the same army together, and you're about to like fight this big battle. So you're doing things together. Like you wake up at the same time. You're like helping each other do your work. you're eating together. It's like this insane companion friendship, like that is so rare that I never had. You might look at your friends differently now. And honestly, if you've been considering self improvement, maybe you may look at your friends differently. You may feel like, oh wait, I don't really relate with these guys anymore. You might be like, damn, like this guy just wants to go out and party every Friday or every Saturday, and this guy just like, I don't know what he wants to do. Just freaking play games with me. Play NBA 2K or FIFA 15 or FIFA not 15, FIFA 25, whatever it's called. I said FIFA 15. That's such an old game. That's my favorite game, by the way. One of my favorite games. Anyway, going back to the topic. But imagine those friends that you go on runs together, you go eat, you go to the gym together, you're getting big together. Like this is the friendship that we need. And I know it's hard, but this is why you have to start on this journey yourself. I'm not saying you have to cut off your friends. I'm saying look at your friends, look at what they're calling you to, and ask them. Because bro, at the end of the day, like, are your friends gonna help you pay your bills? No. If your friends don't help you pay your bills, why would you give up your future for them? Maybe set some dates that you can go hang out with them after you got your week's worth of work done. I'm not saying don't like fully cut them off, but I'm also saying don't sacrifice your daily habits, your daily routine, your daily growth for them if they're not doing the same thing with you. And at one point, when you grow so much, they're gonna go against you. Or they're gonna start calling you out. Or they're gonna be like, yo, what's been happening to so and so? Yo, he thinks he's better than us. Oh, he doesn't hang out with us anymore. And then you're gonna slowly realize like these people were fake from the get go. I thought these people were there to support me for me to become better, but when I get better, these people are hating on me? That might happen. So really understand, I'm not saying to go against your friends now or look at them in a really bad way. I'm just saying start becoming a little bit more independent if you really care about your future enough. Okay, the last one, the last step. Freaking heck, bro. And this is the actual productivity. Like it's crazy how I spoke about everything that wasn't directly productivity. They were all productivity. They all not supplement. They all make you into that person. Now, after you've implemented all of that, I'm gonna be talking about the things that supplement that make you actually do the work a lot faster, a lot more efficiently. But you have to apply the other things I said before, right? First of all, the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule. What is that? Well, it's called the Pareto principle, and it's pretty much all it is 80% of results come from 20% of effort. Or more like 80% of results come from 20% of the cause. So right now, I could have like a million things to do. I could be like, yo, in order for me to make money, I need to make a logo and I need to go make a YouTube thumbnail and I need to do this and that. And what I did, and this changed everything because I don't have to sit at my desk for 10 hours anymore. I focus on the things that I must get done. And I do it while implementing the idea of deep work. Deep work is the idea of like, I'm going to focus on one thing and I'm going to expand on deep work after this point. But I'm going to do this one thing, focus, zero notifications. I haven't even checked my phone yet. I probably have notifications from my friends, from Instagram, from wherever. I haven't checked it yet. And the days I do check it are days that are so bad. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later after this. But the 80-20 rule is going to destroy all your thinking that you probably thought before. Like, oh, I need to work for 10 hours. No, work on the things that actually move your life forward. Because the more you just prime your brain to just sitting at your desk you're doing shallow work. And the more your brain is used to doing shallow work, when you actually do the deep work needed, you're never going to do them. Because it's too hard. It requires too much brain effort. Your brain is too used to the shallow work. And the way you beat that is first choose what are 20% of the tasks that are going to get me 80% of the way there, 80% of the results. For example, for me, literally make videos, give value, work on my school community, work on my product. That's it. Like literally, that's like 2-3 tasks. For me, today I'll show you what I need to do. Okay, I can't show you, but I can like say them out loud. So for example, make this video, this one that you're watching right now, make another video, and then if I have time, make another video. So 3 videos for the entire week, and then edit all 3 of them, or at least edit one of them so I can get them uploaded by today. Schoolwork, because I must get done, and that's only one thing, by the way, which is I have something due on the 8th of October. Today's the 28th of September. I'm already gonna get that done. I'm gonna be ahead. And that's it. That's my deep work for the day. That's it. And then after, I get to go to the gym, I get to cook my meals, I get to eat food, I get to learn, I get to seek knowledge, I get to spend time with family, I get to maybe go on runs, nature, whatever I decide to do after, I can do. I get to focus on skill building so I can learn new skills which can grow me. You see how this goes? So 80%. So all I have to do is literally make videos, edit them, upload them for YouTube. Those are like 2 tasks. And that will get me, with the permission of God, that will get me to the results. 80% of the results. Think about it. What else am I gonna do? Make my banner? Or like make my thumbnail? Like I can make my thumbnail, but that comes later. Thumbnails are important. I'm not saying that. But again, what are the things I must do now? Task number 2 is deep work. I'm gonna share with you something. It's called task switching. You probably heard of it. But people look at task switching so wrong. And I used to look at it very wrong. And I changed my entire mindset on it. Task switching, we think right now, okay, I'm making this video. What I'm going to do is, like, let's just say I'm going to quickly check my phone right now, go on Instagram, right? What scientific studies show is that task switching destroys 23 minutes of focus. Around like 15 to 23 minutes of focus goes away. Think about that. Every single time, right now, you're watching this video, you go on Instagram, you go on something else, 23 minutes of your focus is gone. That means that you lost 23 minutes. It's going to take you 23 minutes or something, 20 minutes to regain your focus. Now, imagine how many times most kids do that. Most kids on Instagram, they go on Instagram, they study for exams, right? They're mostly on Instagram, checking their DMs, replying to DMs, checking stories, watching reels, watching TikToks, watching YouTube videos. They eat food. They're doing 20 different. Imagine this is why they're sitting at the desk for 10 hours. Because every single time they try something new, they do something else, they're only extending their time at the desk. Why? Because they're just delaying their focus. Imagine 23 minutes of just one task switch. But task switching doesn't happen just from one thing. Like right now, I decide to do I'm making this video. Let's just say I decide to go on Instagram. That's one task switch, right? But in Instagram, I'm task switching like 15 times. Why? Because when I'm watching Instagram, the second task switch is checking DMs. The third task switch is checking stories. The fourth task switch is checking reels. Can you imagine? That's like 2 hours almost gone of focus. Real, true focus. I'm saying you can still technically focus, but you're not going to be focused. But that's like 1.5 hours gone. Just from a bunch of these random clicks. Which is why your brain is having a hard time to even stare at a task, stare at a screen for 30 minutes, 45 minutes without feeling this resistance and restriction. So what you need to understand is 2 types of task switching. There's external task switching and internal task switching. External is me working and I get a phone call or I check my DMs. That's external. That's very bad. But there's something that most people don't talk about, which is internal task switching, which is like I'm doing this, I'm making a video, and I'm going to go like search something up which may be related to my task a little bit, but it's still diverting my attention away from what I'm actually supposed to be doing, which is making this video. So it may or may not destroy 15 minutes of focus, but I think it does. Because most of us, what we do is when we do a task, we get stuck in the planning stage, right? We're not really deep into a task. For example, I might be writing like a paper, like an essay. And what we do is instead of like doing the essay and writing the actual words, we're like looking at like how to write essays. Like we're watching like 20 videos, and then we're checking like best sources. Like we're in the planning stage. You cannot be doing that as your main deep block. This is why it takes you 2 hours to write a paragraph compared to like taking 30 minutes or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, because you're not focused on doing the main action. If you're gonna need to plan it ahead, so that when you actually sit down to do your task, you're not going to task switch at all. Internal task switching is very true. Because you can task switch and your brain will interpret it almost the same way. But again, these things I talked about, which is task switching, deep work, and 80-20 rule, will only supplement you if you fix your other rest of the entire guide. And one more thing I recommend is that I've been doing this is I always work for 45 minutes, around 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 90 minutes in this time range. Sometimes I work like for straight 90 minutes, which I haven't done in a while. But 45 minutes or 30 minutes I work. I use brown noise in the background, but brown noise is crazy. It's so comforting, bro. Or if you want zero noise, that works too. All my notification off, one browser. I try my best. If I need to plan, I don't. I give myself 20 minutes maybe after, or I try to plan before, or if I need to plan, then I'll give myself 20 minutes to plan everything. Get out my desk, stop, take a break, and then the next time I sit down, I'm gonna just focus on one thing at a time. Okay, that's it from this video. Hopefully this benefited you. Hopefully this helped you. And hopefully this could skyrocket your self-development. Let me know. Drop a comment in the description down below. I love you guys so much. Like, inshallah, bro. Hopefully, like, this channel grows and we can have this community of like-minded individuals, like-minded men, young men on the same journey of becoming purposeful. I'm looking forward to it. Again, I'm just a 21-year-old university kid sharing my lessons on a daily basis, self-improving myself, and living a purposeful life. So, other than that, I love you boys, and I'll see you very, very soon.